You will have commentary on Norwich at Manchester United. When they were last at Old Trafford in 2004, they ran United close.
Here's Paul McVeigh into the penalty area, great chance, and Paul McVeigh has pulled the goal back for Norwich City. They've scored their first away goal in the Premiership, and it's come at Old Trafford.
Well, the game finished 2-1. Paul McVeigh's back at Old Trafford this afternoon, watching the game for BBC Radio Norfolk. Paul, good afternoon. What are your memories of that goal in particular?
Wow, it was a fantastic moment for me personally. I just remember Gary Doherty playing up front for us at the time when he knocked it out to me on the right-hand side and left Ronaldo in my wake and cut inside John O'Shea and just scored past Tim Howard, which, looking at the Liverpool-Everton game, isn't as easy as what it looks.
No, absolutely. You lost 2-1 that day. No one is going to give Norwich a prayer today, but I saw the game on Monday night. They showed enormous heart, Paul. Enormous heart to beat Sunderland.
Yeah, and I think they have been showing that throughout the first few games of the season, and even though they might not have been getting the results that probably their performances deserve, I think the game against Bolton, it was really nothing short of what they deserved, getting the away win, and then against Sunderland, I think they were easily the better team on the night.
How on earth do they approach a game like this? Manchester United defensively, we heard Sir Alex saying he felt that they hadn't been strong enough of late, a little bit too cavalier, but attacking wise we all know what they can bring. How did Norwich go about this?
Well, you know, Man United are a phenomenal team, but I think that anybody that comes to Old Trafford, I think if you sit back, then it's going to be inevitable. You're going to lose the match, and Paul Lambert never sends out his teams looking to just try and get a draw. I think, and even when he comes to a place like this, stadium is an incredible place. I'm sitting here looking around, I'm thinking it's just one of the best stadiums in the world against one of the best teams in the world. But Paul Lambert still will send his team out looking to win the game and at least going to attack Man United and try and put them on the back foot.
And you would imagine Norwich will be full of beans after back-to-back wins. One at Bolton and then the Monday night win over Sunderland.
Yeah, I think that their confidence is high at the minute. I think that nearly every player in the team is playing well, and it shows that with the possibility, I don't know if it's actually been confirmed, but the possibility that there might be a couple of Norwich players in the provisional England squad, which it just says so much about how the new players coming into Norwich have adapted to the Premier League.
What about Paul Lambert himself? Paul, what would you say about the current Norwich manager?
He's just a winner. You know, I was fortunate enough. I went to the press conference yesterday morning, and they were talking about when he came here with Borussia Dortmund in '97, and you know he won on that night, and you know bringing the team now back as a manager, you know he's going to come here and again he's going to win. But that's the standards that he sets himself. No one could ever have possibly predicted when he took over 2 years ago that 2 years later he'd be walking his team out at Old Trafford in the Premier League.
When it comes to a football club, Norwich is quite isolated because of its geography. What does it mean to Norwich and Norfolk and the surrounding area that they're in the Premier League again?
Well, I think they're incredibly fortunate with the fan base, and as you say, the geographical position. They just have sometimes a city don't even have just the one team, whereas Norwich takes over the whole county, and it just means everything to them. And I think what's really sort of showing out that even whenever Norwich were in in League One 2 years ago, they still were selling out the stadium every single week, and coming into the Championship, and again run away with the Championship last year, and coming into the Premier League. I think it's just really what the fans deserve, because they've supported them through thick and thin, as cliche as that sounds.
Paul, enjoy your afternoon and tell everybody about your goal. Remind them all.
Don't worry, Mark, you don't have to tell me twice.
I think the listeners on BBC Radio Norfolk are going to get it a few times today. Paul, thank you very much indeed. Enjoy your afternoon.
Pleasure.
Paul McVeigh there at Old Trafford. It's our commentary game with John Murray from 3 o'clock.